I had to come back, y'alls. I sure did. I had to come back to the Solomon Project, where it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep that counts. And yes, once again, I am your host, Richard Burns. I haven't stopped being your host. I'm exiting a truck stop out of Pennsylvania. This is the Love's truck stop. Not a parking in sight. It's Mother's Day. No place to park. In fact, you see this truck over here on the left? This is an RGN. And this is what you call creative parking. And this guy just came out of a creative parking himself. Look on the right here. This guy is almost on top of the curb. Once again, creative parking. See all these trailers and trucks on the left side? That's not a parking lane. That's an actual entrance. That's that's the lane to enter the fuel area for the trucks. Yeah. What would possess these people to do something like this? Well, they more than likely ran out of hours and they had to find some place to park. And when they arrived, this was the best they could do. Become creative. That's the way it is. There have been cases where the truck driver left the truck and the trailer alone just long enough for a tow truck to come along and snatch their truck up. Whether they were empty or loaded, they were getting snatched up. So you got the towing fee, which probably runs somewhere close to $1,000. Possibly arriving late to their appointed time to deliver. So they may be getting hit with another fine. Could be $500. Or if they're on their way to pick something up, there's always that possibility where the shipper just says, nah, we don't need you no more. And then the broker hits you off with some kind of fee. Yeah. So this guy just got off, the guy who went in front of me, he just got off the exit and went back on. Maybe he wanted to go to that truck stop, and he was able to see that there was no hope in finding any type of parking. So we're gonna hop on 78, I-78. Oh, so this guy, well, there's a weigh station about 61 miles away. He might be checking on his straps and his chains, and that's why he's pulling over here on the shoulder. Maybe. I'm checking the rear view mirror to see if that's what he's doing. I see no doors opening, so I'm not sure. I went through a bunch of content from the time I recorded my previous video up until now. But there's a lot of stress out there. A lot of stress. A lot of stress. Let me bite down on this cluster of nuts and chocolate. Slow down. Oh, Lord. That was serious. January 20th, 2025. That was day one. And all I got from some of these channels that I visited when I participated in the comment section, all I got were attacks and insults, only because I said that I was going to wait to see who was going to win the elections, and depending on who won will be the determining factor as to whether or not I buy another truck or not. And I was clear. I said if Trump won, I would not buy a truck. I would not enter into a lease agreement, a lease to own, or just a plain old lease agreement. I would not do it. I gave my reasons. Right now, all these Trump supporting truck drivers that were so sure that day one drill baby drill was gonna kick in and everything was gonna turn around. They were supposed to turn around from day one. That's what was supposed to happen. Come to find out right now that small trucking companies are on the verge of going out of business. On the verge. You see, right now, the average rate that's being paid is $1.93 a mile. That's the average rate for cargo pay. To sustain a small trucking operation, you need to get paid anywhere from $2.10 to $2.25 per mile. Now, if you're decent at math, you will know that $1.93 is less than 2005 or 10 or 2000 or $2. I'm sorry, $2 and $10, $2.15, $2.25. It is less, which means that at the rate that the shippers are paying right now, should they continue to pay those rates, there's a good chance that if you have a small operation, you will be closing your doors. So all these Trump supporting owner operators or truckers that have small operations, you place the bet and it's going against you right now. It's going against you right now. Listen, day one. You go to a used car dealership and they tell you, no, this car, forget it. This is the best car in the lot. You didn't bring a mechanic with you. And you just believed whatever they said. The salesperson. You believe whatever the salesperson said. Yeah, on the outside, the car was shiny looking, clean on the inside. But your upholstery doesn't make the car move. It's your engine and your transmission. You want to go for a test drive? Fine. The salesperson already knows. So long as you keep it under a certain amount of miles, a certain amount of total miles, the car will perform like there's nothing wrong. So when you go do a test drive, you are going to be driving it far less than the calculated amount of miles that will allow all the defects to show. And you're believing the used car salesman. You're believing him. Yeah, this car is great. This is probably the best bargain you will ever receive. Maybe your wife and your brother-in-law are warning you. Begging you, please, at least take a mechanic with you. Oh, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know nothing about cars. Now, what would it hurt you if you took a mechanic with you? Wouldn't hurt you at all. But no. So in the comment section, I broke down my reasons. And I mentioned on a previous video that drill baby drill stuff made 0 sense to me. Because there's no way a corporation like an oil company would want to increase productivity and cause the price of their product to go down in value along with their profit margin. Made no sense. But these other truck drivers in the comment section were hurling accusations, insults, all kind of stuff. But they didn't address the comment that I made. Just like the wife of a man who's gonna go buy a car, and he tells her, you don't know nothing. No, I'm not going to take a mechanic. I don't need a mechanic. I know what I want. I know what I'm looking for. Gets the car, and sure enough, a few months later, all kinds of alarms are going off on the car. All kinds of lights. Check engine, check oil. Check your brain. So a person that responds the way that person who purchased the car without getting a mechanic, and the way these people who responded on the comment section against me, these people are responding emotionally, not logically. Again, if you're going to operate a business, which a lot of these owner-operators are, small businesses. If you're going to operate a business, and especially if you're going to get involved in investing in the stock market or the bond market, getting wrapped up emotionally will be your end, or close to it. Close to it. I think Kenny Rogers put it best in his song, The Gambler. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. In order for you to do that, you can't get all emotionally wrapped up. You just can't. Now, a whole bunch of truck drivers are putting out this content. Some of them are trying to walk back the predictions that they made. Maybe because they don't want to admit that they were wrong. Oh, but let's see. No, there's no wait, see, dude. Because you said day one. Day one, drill, baby, drill. Remember that? That's what you said. I'm okay if we go through a little bit of pain, but that's not what you said. Not from the beginning. Not when you were hurling insults. You weren't talking about, we're going to start off one way, it's going to get a little bad, but then it'll improve and eventually it'll get better. You didn't say that. You said day one, drill, baby, drill. Yes, the price of crude oil has gone down. However, they're more than likely not for the reasons that you thought they were coming down. And it probably is not an indication of something good. And what good is it if the price of diesel goes down, but so does the rate that the shippers pay? You're not advancing. You're still on square one. Drill, baby, drill. So now you got a bunch of truckers out here that they can't admit that they were wrong. Because they're still emotionally charged up. And they're not making the necessary moves to guard themselves financially. I'm sure a lot of women can identify when they go on a trip and they notice that their husbands are kind of lost. And instead of the man asking for directions from somebody, pulling over, asking somebody now, his pride kicks in. So they wind up wasting more time than necessary trying to get out of that mess. Hey, let it go. You want to make it grande? You want to make it big? Let it go. Stay fresh. Keep it moist and keep it profitable. I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Arabam Dacia, seviyorum çift kalem maça. Göremedi kimseden fayda. İşler